Guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review the movie If.
Imaginary Friend.
Imaginary
if you
Friends.
Didn't know.
Yeah, that's what it stands for, apparently.
Yep.
But this is a movie directed by John Krasinski.
Yep.
Nice family film. But we just watched this in the theaters with our family.
We're
going to give you our thoughts. But before we do that, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about TV and movies on this channel. So if you like that kind of stuff, you will like this channel. Hit the subscribe button. And also,
like the video.
Like the video like she said. And then leave us a comment down below. Did you get a chance to go out to the theaters to see this movie? What were your thoughts? Are you going to see it? Are you waiting for streaming? Let us know in the comment section below. Okay. If I'm going to let you lead us off with this one because I feel like you really like this movie. I haven't really got your full thoughts on it, but
yeah,
I feel like this is a good one for you.
Yeah, it's really funny because this movie was like not really on my radar to watch. The Garfield movie was, and so we were either going to go see the Garfield movie or If, and I actually made the decision to see If because I just felt like we would all, as a whole, like it more.
You were like, we could see Garfield, but what if we
Right.
saw If today instead?
And so, as much as I was looking forward to Garfield, I know this isn't a Garfield review, but I am glad with our decision to see If. I felt like this was a great, like you mentioned, family movie, and I definitely think that you should go see it. This movie, I kind of was expecting it to be deep.
Yeah.
Have one of those nice heartfelt messages that I personally always love. But I don't know.
You weren't expecting it to be that deep. Because I'll be honest, like I thought it was going to be a little bit more silly,
right?
Than what it was.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I watched like the full trailer or not, but just
I don't
like
think you did.
The images and Steve Carell was supposed to be the voice.
Right.
Like I thought it was going to be a little bit more playful, a little bit more silly than what it was.
Right.
There are those parts, but it's a very like heavy movie. I feel like for a family film.
Yeah, it definitely has a heavier message. I mean, the at the heart of it, the message is, about growing up and, losing your childhood innocence. It's one of those kind of coming of age movies.
Which, there's not one person that can't relate to that. So
right,
it definitely
absolutely
hits on all those levels.
Yeah, so for me, it definitely hit all those emotional beats. I do feel like, there were a few parts that, maybe felt a little too on the nose, or it wanted to be emotional, but it just wasn't quite done right for me. But overall, I do feel like that this had a great message, and it just really resonated with me, not only being a person who is an adult now, and we all know what it's like to grow up and have to be a grown-up and lose that imagination and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I think too, it was emotional because we have children.
Yeah.
And so
Crying in the review.
for me, this really got me because we have children, and when you're a parent, your kids, they grow up so fast, and so you kind of like, I'm not just putting myself in that situation. I'm also thinking about how they will feel, growing up and losing that, innocence. And
because you're at the stage right now where all you have to do is just look at our kids and see that they're grown, and then you just burst into tears.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't take much for you.
I can't even say it without wanting to cry. So
yeah.
I think that is probably like one of the big parts that like resonated with me. So, but I'm gonna let you speak, because when we got out of it, I was a little, I don't want to say taken aback, because you honestly don't surprise me that much.
I was a little bit of a Debbie Downer, I guess.
Well,
it's not that I didn't like the movie. I thought it was
Ken
good.
Didn't understand it. He didn't get it.
So it just, how they set up the world, I found to be incredibly confusing. And I just didn't understand like all the mechanics of everything that was going on. I feel like it came together a little bit better for me like when we got to the end of the film. But like I was like, what is going on? Like I don't want to. I don't know like what
Ken
I can
was all
say.
confused.
But like something happens that's bad to this child, and then something else bad happens right after it, and I'm just like, there's just too much that's going on. And then she's just wrapped up in this. She gets involved in this world of imaginary friends, and it's supposed to be all the imaginary friends from like all these people that she doesn't really know yet. Like some people she knows, some she doesn't, that have been left behind by these people. And it just dives into this world of like imaginary friends. And I feel like it expects you to know what this world is and know how it works before it wants to tell you that. So I just struggled to kind of keep up with what was going on, even though maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe it's just the themes of the movie that should resonate. But because I was struggling to like keep up, I found myself emotionally detached from other parts of the movie, to where like by the time we got to the end of it, like the stuff that was supposed to hit me that hit you just didn't. Maybe I'll rewatch it and maybe that stuff will resonate with me now that I know the full picture. But I just struggled to understand what was going on, because you have Ryan Reynolds in the film as well. And it's like he's a human, but then you have all these like cartoon animated characters. I'm like, well, who is he? Like, is he imaginary? Is he not? Like, I just didn't get it. So it was a struggle for me. I hope I articulated that well enough.
Yeah, you know, our when we were talking about it on the way home, our son kept saying, like, Dad, it was a family movie. Like, you don't have to pick it apart that
Because I
serious.
look over and it's like, I don't know what's going on, but you're crying. Our son's got tears in his eyes, and I'm just sitting here like a bump on a log.
Yeah.
And obviously our daughter, like, nothing really phases her. And I'm like, am I supposed to be like affected by what's going on right now? Because I'm not, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have thought that this kind of subject matter would resonate with you, because I feel like you are kind of a child at heart.
Yeah, I never want to lose my childlike innocence. I guess.
I don't know about innocence, but I don't know. I thought that this one would resonate with you a little bit more, because you do always try to continue to be creative, and I don't know, like you still like,
and maybe those
your
themes
toys
just
and
didn't hit me like they should have, because I wasn't really focused on them, like, as I was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the plot.
Ken needs a if for dummies. I'm gonna break this movie apart for you. But I don't want to spoil anything by any means, but I do feel like this movie just has a really just a good message. Like I do like the family movies that have a good message. And just, you walk out, and I will say when I left, I didn't necessarily feel like, I wasn't necessarily happy. I was actually a little sad, because you kind of just, even though they left it on a positive note, you still walk away just realizing that we can't be kids forever, and that things aren't the same when you're a grown up.
And a similar movie that does that exact same thing is Inside Out, and that movie affected me a lot.
Yeah,
when I saw it.
Which we're getting Inside Out too soon, so we'll hopefully check that out. Maybe you'll cry during that one.
And maybe because when I saw that movie, the kids were a lot smaller, and I was also younger, so maybe it was more fresh in my mind, the fact that I was leaving my childhood behind. Whereas like now it's been left behind. But also like I'm at a different point in life, because I am able to be creative in a different way now than I wasn't back then.
I feel like you should have been more sad this time, because our kids are significantly older now.
Maybe you're right.
But I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try not to judge you too much on that. But I feel like I just thought that I thought it was really like, kind of going into the if characters, the imaginary friends, we have this whole world of ifs that they introduce us to. And I thought that they were really fun. They were cute, like you said, very like animated, bright, colorful. It is one of those movies where you've got the real world and the like cartoon or animated world mixed in together. And so those are always fun. I'm thinking like Roger Rabbit and what's the one with the rooster from a long time ago, Cuck-a-Doodle-Doo.
I can't think of the name.
I can't think of it either, but
Rockadoodle.
Yeah.
Cool World. Remember Cool World?
I don't know about that one, but yeah, it can, it is fun to see those two worlds mix, and so that is how this is. And there just were a lot of,
One gripe I have is, to be completely honest, you may disagree, but I don't feel like the characters were creative enough. I don't feel like the world they were building was creative enough. I thought they could have done more with it to flesh it out and make it just a little bit more, I don't know, fun. But I guess that kind of goes back to the theme of the movie. Maybe it's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a little bit of a downer and a little bit depressing. Like, I thought the characters were creative, but I didn't think they were creative enough, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha.
Like, I thought they could have done more with them.
I mean, I think that sounds like a personal attack to the kids who created these lips.
It does.
Well,
maybe that's what they were going for.
Kids,
maybe they were going for a more like realistic, like approach to like the kids' imagination or something. Because there's literally like one of them is just a cup of ice, but that's just like that's what the kid was thinking of when they created their imaginary
I can
friend.
see what you
So
said.
maybe it is a little bit more realistic and grounded in that way.
I can see what you're saying. You're saying that you picture just like some kind of like bizarre, made up.
I just thought the movie was going to be a little bit more fun, and it's not. It's like not fun at all, like on all levels. Like the character models, the world, like it's just a downer of a movie. It feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that there were some fun parts, but then it kind of brings you back down because again, don't want to spoil the premise of the movie.
I feel like they never allow you to have too much fun throughout.
Yeah, but you do, like, I feel like, you need these, not everything can be rainbows and butterflies all the time. Yeah. And this is kind of one of those, like, coming of age, like growing up a little bit, kind of, going into like teenagehood, I guess, or tweenagers, I don't know, where you're basically learning how to grow into who you're going to be, but also hopefully keep some of that child in you.
I mean, I get it, and this was written and directed by John Krasinski, so it's obviously a story that means a lot to him, and he's also in it, as is Ryan Reynolds, which is a little bit of a pairing that on paper I think it makes a lot of sense, but it is kind of weird to see them both in the same movie because they kind of feel like the same person. Do you get that a little bit?
They did a little bit, but I don't think we saw them on screen together.
They weren't on screen together, but it was like the scenes with Ryan Reynolds and the scenes with John Krasinski, they felt like the same actor. Like that could have been the same actor like the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't notice it before just how much they're alike.
What did you think about the main character, the girl?
Oh, I thought she did a great job.
She looked...
I didn't recognize her. I don't know what she's from.
See, to me, she looked familiar, so I definitely need to look up what she could have been in. But I thought that she did good. She had
a lot of, emotional weight to carry, like, all throughout the film. And I thought she did a great job of handling all of it.
Yeah.
So,
again, I felt like that this had a good little message. Like you said, it's not necessary. You're not necessarily going to come out of here like amazing and,
just prepare your entire family to be crying alongside you the entire time you're watching the movie.
It definitely has a little bit of a downer to it because again, it's just one of those things, kind of like everything, like the two certains in life are taxes and death. Like I feel like another one is kind of, you're gonna grow up. Well, we all hope we get to grow up anyway. So,
yeah.
Definitely a little bit emotional, or a lot of bit emotional in my case. But I don't know. Are you ready to rate it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and rate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I enjoyed it. So
yeah, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I feel like you want to give it a 3.
No, because I think it's a well done movie. Maybe I need to check it out again, approach it from a different angle, and see if it resonates with me. But I think it's a well done movie. I think we need more movies like this, and I also give it a little bit extra points for being an original like IP that's not like a part of an existing franchise or anything.
Sure.
So I mean, it's cool that it's at least like something different for families to enjoy.
Just a little side note too. I mean, it's nice that John Krasinski's doing this, and I know he has a family of his own, and so he might have took some inspiration in making a movie that his kids could see.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know how well the movie did at the box office, what the budget was. I feel like it did okay, but maybe this will spawn like some kind of a franchise, and maybe the sequel I'll like better. Who knows? But this is our review of If, guys. If you have any comments on the movie, let us know in the comment section. We'll also subscribe to our channel.
Like the video.
Like she said. Turn on bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.